Buenos días, es el miércoles y son las 12. Hello everyone, it's Wednesday and it's 12 o'clock, so it's time for Community Spanish, broadcasting every Wednesday and Friday at 12. A couple of quick announcements before I get into today's video. First one is that we have announced that as of April 2021, we're going to be offering a few in-person classes at our office, which is a big development for us since we have not offered anything in person since February of last year. So it's a really exciting time for us, and we're got a lot of different projects going in terms of the office renovation to prepare everything and for these new classes. So as we have kind of more things being finished, we're going to be posting a lot more information and more pictures on our social media. So you're welcome to kind of tune in for updates about that and check out on our website. We have posted and labeled classes which we will be offering in person. As I said, in our new setup. So if you can see the options there, but also if you would like to continue online, there's still the vast majority of our classes will be continuing online. So there's plenty of options to choose from, but you can check it out. And again, more news coming over the upcoming weeks on that. And the other quick announcement before we get into today's video topic is that the read-along event for the La Familia Rocha series is next Tuesday, the 16th at 7 p.m. So we invite anyone who would like to join. It's a free virtual event. We're gonna, the director of Rola, Ed Rocha, is going to be reading the first two books in his series. This is an animated kids series written about his family history and helping to teach kids Spanish in a fun way. So he's going to be leading a virtual read-along of the first two books in this 6-part series. So you're welcome to check that out. We had the event on our Facebook page, but you can also go to lafamiliarocha.com if you want to see more information about the event and to register for your free ticket. So all that being said, let's get into today's video, which we've been working on for now the past several lessons, por and para, which maybe you're getting a little tired of them, but this is something that does really bear a lot of review and a lot of repetition in order to feel more comfortable and feel like you have a good command on using these two different words, which they're two little words, but they could both cause a lot of trouble, I would say, in terms of students being able to choose the right one. So we're going to be doing another review exercise today where we're going to have to use both words in the same exercise. You know, we did some isolated practice with para, we did some isolated practice with por, and then in our last video we did our first practice exercise putting both of them together in the same place and having to make choices between which one. So now we're going to be doing another follow-up exercise for that to practice using both in the same place. Now, if you didn't see any of the previous videos and you want to kind of catch up on those before we get into today's video of review, you're welcome to do that on the website, which I have in the banner here in rolalang.com on the Facebook Live page of the website. You can find links to all the previous videos that we've made, in addition to some short worksheet content for many of our videos. If you want to get a little extra practice, you have that extra boost. So if you need that extra practice, you're welcome to go there before you come back to this video, which I said is a review video. So let's get into it. So vamos a practicar con por y para. So we're going to be practicing the words por and para, which we can translate them both as for, but that's kind of too limited of a translation. So there's many uses. As I said, we've been practicing in our past videos. So we're going to be practicing here to put them both in the same one. So I encourage you to go along with me in the exercise and to give me your own answers. So por favor, escribe tus respuestas en los comentarios abajo. So if you would like to participate with me, you're welcome to write, whether you're watching this on Facebook or watching this on YouTube. You can write in the comments below your own responses and see if you're kind of following along and feeling comfortable with using the different words. So, vamos. All right. So we're starting with los estudiantes universitarios hacen un viaje a Colombia. And then after the blank, 5 semanas. 5 semanas, so when we see the word like 5 semanas, meaning 5 weeks, that should trigger our memory about explaining a duration, how long something will last. So we're going to be using por or para for this one. In this case, it's por. Okay, and I see that we have a question in the chat about learning Spanish from the beginning. So, okay, so we've been running this series for a little more than a year. So at this point, I'm kind of further into the material. But as I mentioned, all of the previous videos are available on our website. So if you want to start from the very beginning, all the material is there. You know, we're starting from the alphabet and kind of building up. So we do have a lot of material available on our website. So if you want to kind of go back and start from the beginning, then I would really recommend that you go to the website. As I said, it's rolalang.com. And you can look on the Facebook Live page of our website. And we have there a big video library, so you can access all the previous videos that we've done. So at this video here, we're doing it as a review video, but if you need to kind of start and go back a little bit, then I would highly encourage you to go check that out and see what our other videos are and start from wherever you need to start for your own skills. Okay, and then hopefully at some point in the future, you can come back and join us here. So, okay, so número uno we said is por, because we're talking about 5 semanas being a 5 weeks or a certain duration of time. Okay, so that for the duration of time, if you remember from our review of por and para, that one will take por. Next, we have viajan, blank, avión, y cuando llegan al país, toman, cuando llegan al país, we'll stop there. So viajan, and then we have the word avión. Avión meaning airplane. So we know that when we're talking about the method, the way we're doing something, which do we use, por or para? If you thought por, this one is also por. So viajan por avión, they travel by plane. Again, as we learned before, that this kind of the method of transportation, the method of communication, we're going to use por. Y cuando llegan al país, toman unos buses, blank, ir a su hospedaje. So when they take some buses to go to their like where they're staying, their lodging. So again, if we talk about the reason why, or what kind of goal we're trying to achieve, remember we practice this one, especially when we have something that has an infinitive verb. With this one, are we going to use por or para? This one is para. Okay, so remember when we're talking about something like we want to achieve, like in order to, we use para. So para ir, so they're taking these buses in order to go to their lodging, to their stay. Okay, next for número 4, blank, ser viajeros en un país extranjero tienen poco miedo. So for being travelers in a foreign country, they're not very scared. They're not very fearful. So again, we're talking about in this first part, it said ser viajeros en un país extranjero, for being travelers in a foreign country. So again, will follow into, we're talking about a contrast. Again, we normally expect that when someone's traveling in a foreign country that they're not familiar with, that they probably would be scared. So what we're expressing, in this sentence is that they're not scared. So it's a contrast from what we would normally expect. So hopefully that word contrast is ringing a bell for you about in terms of uses of por or para. So if it's expressing a contrast, is it por or para? If you were thinking para, you got the right answer. So para ser viajeros. So for being travelers, this is the contrast which we spoke about in our review of para. And for next sentence, cuando llegan al hotel, entran blank la puerta principal. Cuando llegan al hotel, entran blank la puerta principal. When they arrive at the hotel, they enter through the main door. So we're talking about this kind of through, where this is going to the category of our geography. We talked about through, by, along. So hopefully that'll ring a bell for you in terms of por or para. Which one would be the right one, por or para? This one is por. So when we say cuando llegan al hotel, entran por la puerta principal. They enter through the main door. Again, we use por for this kind of meaning. Y suben blank el elevador, and they go up in the elevator. So this is the method, the means by which they're traveling, which is just like we saw in the second one, when we were talking about them traveling by plane. So we're going to also use this one with a repeat of por. Por el elevador, in the elevator, by means of the elevator, and then blank llegar a sus habitaciones, in order to arrive at their rooms. Again, in order to, hopefully that word is going to trigger your memory, where we're going to use para. Para is what we use for the in order to, and again, is most often followed by an infinitive verb, which we can see here in the verb llegar. Para llegar a sus habitaciones. Están muy contentos de estar aquí. Blank, conocer todos los lugares turísticos. They're very happy to be here in order to, to get to know all of the touristic places. So again, this is an in order to, just like we had in the last one. So we're going to have, again, para conocer. Again, with that infinitive verb, again, we said para is very often followed by infinitive verbs. So that can be something to help you, to clue you in to which one you should use. Okay, on to número 9. Like disfrutar del lugar, ellos salen a los restaurantes. To enjoy the place, they go out to the restaurants. So again, in order to enjoy, the reason why they're doing it. So we're again with para. And again, we have the infinitive verb of disfrutar to help give us a clue that we should use para in this case, because it's an infinitive verb. Para disfrutar del lugar, ellos salen los restaurantes y la disco, and then blank las noches. And so this is when we're talking about a time period of the day, and so we are going to use por. We have por la mañana, por la tarde, por la noche, describing a different period of time. Okay, on to número 11. And again, I know this is going kind of fast, but again, this is, now we've spent a lot of time with por and para. This is a review, so that's why we're kind of moving through this at a faster pace. So, 11, blank, lo general. Okay, here's where we're having our first expression. So this one is unfortunately not really something of knowing what's the right one in terms of meaning, but there are some fixed expressions that we must memorize because that's just how the expression is. It's the same in English, it's the same in many other languages. So in this case, we have the fixed expression, which is por lo general, which is to say in general. So again, this is just a fixed expression. There's not really a reason why we use por here instead of para. It's just, that is the expression. Por lo general, caminan blank las avenidas principales. They walk along the main avenues. Again, this along this geography, along, through, by, we're going to use por. Por las avenidas principales, along or through the main avenues. Y esperan en la parada de autobuses, blank, salir, blank, las noches. This one we have a double blank, one after the other. So again, we can see, we have some clues here about helping us figure out which one we should use for the first blank, which is número 13, number 13. We have the word salir right after that, which is an infinitive verb. So again, hopefully you're starting to see a pattern here. If we have the infinitive verb, like 9 times out of 10, it's going to be para. So para salir, so they're waiting in the bus stop in order to leave, okay? And then las noches, again, we have a time period of the day, which we just saw very recently. So for número 14, we're gonna use por again, for by night, or for the nights. Por la mañana, por la tarde, por la noche. Cuando llega el autobús, lo toman blank el centro de la ciudad. So when the bus arrives, they take it towards the center of the city. So this is the kind of towards, or with the destination. Again, hold that word destination will help ring a memory bell when we think about the different uses of por and para we studied. So if it's the destination, we say like heading towards, we should use para for destinations. So they're taking the bus towards heading towards in the direction of the center of the city, the downtown area. Hasta que llegan a la zona de bares, cuando entran en las discos, blank, bailar, again, bailar, another infinitive verb. Again, hopefully this is becoming like second nature to you now. When you see infinitive verb, most likely it's going to be para, right? So they enter in the discos, the kind of nightclubs, dance clubs, in order to dance. Para bailar. Compran bebidas muy ricas, casi siempre cuesta pocos pesos, blank, una cerveza. So it's almost always only a few pesos for a beer. So if we think about this one, we're talking about buying something in exchange of money for an object. If you remember that case, is it por or para? It's por. Por. So we're going to be using por when we talk about the price of an object. So again, we talk about exchange, like a product for money for a product. So we use por in this case. So cuesta pocos pesos por una cerveza. It only costs a few pesos for a beer. Okay, hay muchas otras cosas que hacen durante su visita. Ellos no van a Colombia solamente blank festejar. Festejar, even if you're not sure what festejar is, you can see it ends with AR, so it is most likely an infinitive verb. And so if it's an infinitive verb, again, what's it going to be? As we've learned, we've kind of seen this in many examples now. It's going to be para festejar. Okay, so they excuse me. So they didn't go to Colombia just to party, in order to party. So that's what the sentence is saying. Muchas cosas son diferentes en Colombia, cosas que no hay en los Estados Unidos, Blank ejemplo, el paisaje y las playas no se pueden encontrar en todas partes del mundo. So here we have another example of a fixed expression. We have at the start, we have the word ejemplo, which means example. So we're saying for example, which in this case, again, it's just an expression we have to know, which is por ejemplo, okay? Por ejemplo, for example, the countryside and the beaches are ones that you couldn't find everywhere all over the world. Like they're unique. La mayoría de los estudiantes gozan su viaje y les gustaría viajar blank Latinoamérica otra vez. The majority of the students enjoy the trip and they would like to travel through Latin America again. So again, think about this geography, the through, by, along. So this for our last one, for número 20, is it por or para? It is por. So again, les gustaría viajar por Latinoamérica otra vez. They would like to travel through Latin America again. Whew, okay, muy bien, excelente trabajo. I know this one was kind of the most intense exercise we've done up to this point. Since it really put all of our por and para skills to the test, we had to combine them both in one place. And hopefully, since we've done a lot of review with this so far, then it's hopefully coming to you a little bit more easily. And again, you're kind of starting to notice some of the patterns about how these things are being used. And then once you can learn these patterns, then it becomes easier for you to apply the same patterns in a variety of different situations. But as I said, if you do this thing, that does require a lot of review, a lot of practice. So you're welcome. If you need to check out the videos and kind of rewatch some of them, repractice again. And again, also there we have some supplemental worksheets on some of our videos. I invite you to go to our website on rolalanguages.com on the Facebook Live page of the website, and you can see the video library of all of the videos we've done previously. So you can check out past material on por and para, or also on some different topics. It's all up there. And we also have the videos going along with our different communities programming, our live Facebook Live programming. So we have, in addition to community Spanish, we have community Mandarin, community French, children's French, and then we also have some videos from when we did children's Spanish as well. So there's a lot of content up there to check out. I'll next see you again on Friday at 12 for the next community Spanish. Gracias y adios.